What's up, everybody? This is another episode of UFO Garage.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Joe, and this is where we talk about UFOs, aliens, and all things weird. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. That's what's up, bro.
Dennis, what's up, Vato?
Shit.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing tonight?
What
We'd hop on a random Saturday and get this knocked out.
We missed Thursday. I missed you, bud. I missed you guys. I missed everybody in the chat. You know, just under our crew. You know, in the garage. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I had some little person poke their head in the door.
Were they about like 4 foot tall?
They're about 4 foot tall. Yeah, you can probably hear her right now.
Large almond eyes.
Yeah, sometimes.
So you have a gray alien that's living in your house.
I have a gray alien, yes. I do.
Melissa Nicole, what's up, girl?
What's up, everybody?
Crowley, what's up, dude? Don Bon Jovi, what's up, bro? Jake Smith. Dennis, here we go. Everybody knows.
I think we're gonna have a pretty fun one tonight, man.
Yeah, dude.
This would be a good one.
We never. I don't think we've ever gone live on a Saturday.
I don't think we have either, dude. Except
for when we did that on-stage thing with Terry Lovelace.
That's right, dude. That's right. I remember that. That's right. This is gonna be our first Saturday.
I didn't know what to do with my hands in that whole interview. I watched it the other day, and I was like, constantly.
I've never sat on a couch before.
Yeah, what is it? Oh my god. You know, you live and you learn. Are you sure you don't want to play the Boots and Cats?
I mean, you can if you want to. We're already going to get a copyright strike for
Let's
the
play
Weezer
the Boots
song,
and Cats,
so
yeah.
Might as well.
All right.
This cat, I put the boots on the cat. Put the boots on the cat. Boots, cat, boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats
Like,
and
it just does something to me, you know?
It does. Like, I feel tingles, dude.
Yeah, you
cats
don't
and
want
boots
me to be out on a Saturday night when this song comes on. Shit.
Dude, it's dangerous to be on a Saturday night when this.
I will light that floor on fire.
On fire, dude.
We'll light it on fire, and then I'm going to hate myself the next morning because after this song comes on, this is the type of song where you buy everybody in the bar a drink and then you regret that shit. You know?
This is that song This is the song that the DJ plays like right before 2 o'clock hits in Austin, you know, because the bar stops serving alcohol, and then they turn the lights on, so everybody's like, "Oh shit!" And then they turn the lights on, and
all right, everybody get out of here.
Everybody get the fuck out of here.
It's a good tactic.
Okay. So what are we talking about tonight, dude?
Dude, we are killing this Saturday already. We're already just crushing it.
Crushing it.
Yes.
Oh, we forgot to say what's up to Champ. Champ, what's up, dude?
Champ. What's up, Champ?
509, you were in here, but now you're not. But, you know, we miss you. And come back.
Come back. Come back over here.
And come back.
Hey, Mir.
Hey, come back. And well, let's address the elephant in the room. I did cut my hair. My hair was long as fuck. I cut it. And I have short hair now again. And I'm just a regular guy now. I'm, you know, no indistinguishable from any other white person walking down the street. And that's okay, you know? That's fine. I got old.
You look like you drive a Tesla. I'm just going to say. Wait a second. Are you in the tech industry?
You can't even smell me, dude. I'm wearing Axe body spray right now. Like, I have to drive a Tesla. We're
dude.
We're an Axe body spray only.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, you
got your nice black shirt on.
Yeah, it's actually one of ours. One of our
shirts.
It. Yeah, dude.
I like it, dude.
Some sacred geometry going on in there. You know, some mystic stuff.
Hell yeah, you look like a barista in Portland right now.
Look,
a fucking soccer player. Who's...
I have one part-time job, but my main passion is is science. The science of hot beverages. And in my spare time, when I'm not getting paid at the barista, I don't work for the man. I don't work for Starbucks. Here in Portland, the dream is alive. So I work in my dream is to own a '90s themed coffee shop where it's inside of a phone booth, and things are very hot everywhere. Lots of opportunities to make mistakes and spill hot coffee all over yourself. I haven't gotten insurance just yet, but we're working on it.
How neat would it be to like open like a Doctor Who themed like coffee shop where like you have like a phone booth, and then like you do like a painting on the wall where it looks like whatever's behind the building. Yes. And so like you just walk into this phone booth, and then when you walk in there, it's like this huge building on the inside.
Dude, that's sick. Yes, I would love that.
That'd be sick. I like it. We have good ideas.
Wait,
dude, tonight should be a fun one, man.
I was gonna say you could apply that to like almost anything. You walk in and it could be a bank, it could be a golden chick. Okay, well, anyway, yeah, dude, tonight, bro, we're talking about the. I've never heard of this guy, George Van Tassel, until you brought him up last week.
It's funny because I feel like I've seen that documentary before, a long time ago. Yeah. Well, within the past 2 years. Yeah, I feel like I've seen that documentary or came across it like a couple times, but I just had nothing to like grab onto, so I was just kind of like, I had no like frame of reference. When I started looking at it, I was like, wait a second, this fool made a restaurant under a rock? Wait a second, he was channeling aliens from a rock?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
He was selling rock lobsters, dude.
He had a friend that lived under this rock?
What I still don't understand. Okay, I wrote down some notes about the size of this rock. Before we maybe we should just jump into it, but the boulder covered 5,800 square feet, and you were telling me it's 7 stories high. It's like the largest.
It's the size of a 7-story building.
It's a big boulder. It's not a mountain.
It's like the largest recorded freestanding boulder on the planet. That's crazy.
So somebody dug under and was not afraid of that boulder crushing all their plans and sandwiches that they made.
Yeah, no, not at all.
That's the first thing I think about. Is this going to ruin my plans or sandwiches when I do anything? Hell yeah. Melissa, thanks, girl. Arden, hell yeah. They're like, thanks for, the haircut. That's, I miss my hair. I miss it a lot. It was awesome. But, I got tired of eating hair, as you know.
It's not that bad, dude.
Yours is full of protein because every strand of hair is the size of a nylon rope. Anyway, so dude, let's start from the beginning for those that don't know about George Van Tassel, dude. George Van Tassel, aka
George Van Halen Tassel,
named after Van Halen, aka the John Wayne of ufology.
And it's not. I don't think it's because of like his actions, but it's definitely like his mannerisms and the way he talks is pretty good.
You were doing a really good impression of him.
It's very John Wayne-esque, like just the way he answers and stuff. So we decided to name it the John Wayne of Ufology. Like, he's just got that real old school vibe to him,
How does he just like? Well, I was going to Target, and
he was all like, "Quite frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." I'm not gonna say that the joke I was thinking of. There's some. Is it Sean Connery that there's some weirdness happening, or is that John Wayne? Doesn't he like slap ladies in his films and shit? Oh, dude, everybody slapped ladies in their films. Everybody slapped ladies in real life until like the mid '80s, I think. It was just like a thing,
Well, what they didn't show is that I hope that the ladies slapped the men, Like, that's what they don't show?
All the time. All the time.
Yeah.
You bastard. And then they get the slap,
Yeah. So, George Van Tassel, military aeronautical engineer, scientist, physicist, and experiencer. George Van Tassel was one of the first people to speak publicly about his encounters with aliens. He was kind of like the first experiencer going public, talking about it on radio shows, on TV. He and his wife hosted the Giant Rock Spacecraft Convention annually from 1953 to 1978 besides Giant Rock near Landers, California. So that means, I mean, he was like the godfather of UFO conventions.
This dude was throwing conventions before conventions were cool, right?
Yeah, dude.
This guy was throwing conventions before Giorgio Tsoukalos was making the rounds.
I'm not saying it's aliens. So, like, every convention that you go to now, or we go to now, I'm going to compare it like, shit, this isn't by a large rock in the desert. Where's your underground stash, man? Where's your sushi counter underneath the rock? I want to recreate it, dude.
Now you're like, hey, your conference is next to an Arby's. Shouldn't you be next to like a rock or something?
Hold on. Something's not right here. Where's the large boulder?
There's no dust around here at all. It's not even any dust.
I don't see it. So,
I brought all this sunscreen for nothing.
I guess. What's that convention? That's like, it used to be out in the desert. It's like Contact in the Desert.
Contact in the desert.
Yeah, man. I wish we would have gone to that before they.
Like when he was out in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like at the Marriott, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. Sorry, I'm
I think
not shitting on it.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely got like moved around. I think it used to be in a place back in the day, and then it got switched somewhere else. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I think it was like 2020 happened, and everything changed, and they pivoted. But man, I would love to go if they do it in the desert.
We should just go to the desert.
Yeah.
Or like go to the conference and then go out to the desert.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
But I think, dude, like, so like this dude was a trip, right? Because like he was like so cool about like, I don't know, like I guess about the way that like, I don't know, the way he approached it was just really cool. They had that interview that we watched, and that guy was being like a total like dickhead. He was like, so you mean to tell me that there was a spacecraft and aliens? He's like, yeah. Could you elaborate a little bit? He was like, yeah, it was a spacecraft, and then there's people driving it. It was 3 of them.
So, for those of you that haven't seen this interview, we're talking about the KVOS Webster reports, the extraordinary equation of George Van Tassel. It was filmed in 1964, and the interviewer is a friggin'. I mean, we should start. The next guest we have on the show, we should just take on that personality because, I mean,
he's a beast.
It's effective, dude. Everything he's like. George Van Tassel would answer a question. He'd go, "Yeah, well, convince me. You're an idiot." Like, it was. Let's just play it just a little bit.
Let's do it.
It was conducted in Santa Monica by an associate of mine.
Why hasn't this hit the headlines throughout the world? That's a time machine in action. If I can...
Jack, the reason it hasn't hit the world is because, as I understand it now, the Navy Department took him and the research over because he also discovered he could bounce magnetic echoes off the ionosphere and locate submarines under the ocean, regardless of where they were.
So who is this associate of yours?
This is a fellow named Charlie Arts.
Charlie Arts?
Yeah.
Like, immediately, are you sure his name is Charlie?
He's like, yeah, his name is Charlie.
Yeah, no, it's fucking Charlie. It's my weed guy.
So you mean to tell me that you've seen this alien? He's like, yeah, me and 19 other people.
Yeah.
Can you prove it? Well, yeah, he disappeared and reappeared 3 times. In front of you. Yep, in front of me and 19 people.
19 other people.
Now, what else you gotta ask me, Pilgrim? Like, it just seems like a real, like you would want to piss Van Tassel off type dude, but then then you like hear about him and you're like, oh, you mean he built a building for like sound waves and stuff? And like,
okay, But for everybody listening, let's start from the beginning. We did kind of a bio about him. I read that bio, but like, where does his story start for you, Joe? Like, who is George Van Tassel? I mean, this kind of started with this interview.
So, like, as you were saying earlier, right? I mean, he was like an engineer. He he worked on aircraft. He had said that he worked on like every kind of aircraft that had ever existed at this time. George Van Tassel was born in, 1910?
1910.
1910?
1910.
And I guess he had known about this little place out in the desert, Giant Rock, right? And that there was a guy that lived out there. He had a friend. His name was Frank Kreitzer.
Frankie boy.
Let me see if I can find this. I know that the guy was okay, here we go. Hold on. Okay, so Frank Kreitzer, he was a prospector who claimed he found some glass-lined tunnels under the rock that went deep into the ground. He built a strange home under the rock near these tunnels. Kreitzer said he often heard static coming from under the rock and even built a radio to try and pinpoint its frequencies. The year was 1942, though, and the World War II was being fought overseas. Many looked at Kreitzer with suspicion because he was German and thought he must be a spy. In August of 1942, police raided his home under the rock. They used a gas grenade in an attempt to get him to come out, but the grenade set off dynamite that he had stored in his room. Kreitzer died from the explosion. So basically, the dude lived under this rock. He was friends with Van Tassel, and Van Tassel knew that he was a little eccentric and kept up with him. But this guy had dug an entire apartment underneath this rock because he had found these caves, and he kept saying that he heard this frequency. So he sets up all these radio antennas, and people are like, "Hey, you're a German, and you're setting up radio antennas hidden underneath of a rock right next to one of the largest marine bases in the entire world." So they had an issue with it, right?
Yeah. When that time they were scared of like just spies were. I mean, this wasn't the Cold War era, but this was like they just didn't know what the Germans had as far as technology goes. So anything with it, and they got word. The military got word of somebody listening to frequencies and talking about, well, they got this all this equipment and they're out in the desert, and he's a very secluded hermit guy. Like, of course they would try to check in on this dude and see what the fuck he's up to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not picturing ceramic bowls or anything, but it sounds like he had something more substantial.
Let's see. Let me send you a picture. I found a cool picture. Let me see.
I've got a few pictures of the rock if we want to show that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna send you. Let me see. I'll send it this way. Boom, boom. Me, baby. Me,
baby. What is that from? Orange County.
Yeah. Me, baby.
One of the best movies ever, dude. Orange County. Holy shit. Jack Black's character that he plays is, I mean, he reminds me of my brother a lot.
Right.
Oh, I have that. I think I have the one that you just sent me.
You have that photo? Yeah. So you guys can kind of see what the inside of this thing looked like. I mean, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. Let's pull up some of those photos. Yeah, the rock being over 7 stories tall. The thing is huge. What a cool ass idea, And it was completely insulated from the ground and the rock. So I bet it was always feeling good in there.
Dude, like kind of cool, like no AC. You don't even need AC in there, man.
Wouldn't even need it.
Look at that. It's beautiful. Look how cool he looks. He could wear long sleeves in the desert, bro.
And the fact that he just dug a hole under a big ass rock by himself.
Yeah. Also, this guy with the microphone is getting awfully breathy. Yeah. So I mean, they had like a kitchen and chairs and all kinds of. I mean, they could live down there under the freaking rock. That's huge.
Look at that.
Look at that. Sometimes you just gotta look at it.
Would you look at it?
Just sometimes you gotta look at it.
Anyways,
Just look at
yeah.
it.
So Van Tassel ends up figuring out that, finding out that his buddy was exploded all over the bottom of this rock by the government, right?
Yeah.
Once again, the government killing somebody who was just minding their business, and so he contacts, it's BLM land, so he's like, hey, you guys mind if I lease this and I'll run the airport out there? And they're like, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
So now, instead of having a random German guy under there with antennas, now they have Van Tassel who's talking to aliens.
Yes, dude.
And this is where shit gets kind of crazy, because he
Okay.
always knew that there was something special out there about that region. I believe, what is it, the excuse me, the Hopi Indian. They actually believe that is the heartbeat of the earth, is that giant rock, right? So it's a very spiritual place. There's a lot of energy there. It's one of the most highly magnetic places on the earth. We've talked about all those types of places around the planet that are a little bit special for that reason. Well, this is one of those areas, right? So they own this little airport. It's a kind of a private airport. It's used by private aircraft and military aircraft. Well, one evening, right, Mr. George Van Tassel is sleeping, and his son-in-law comes and wakes him up, and he's like, hey, there's an alien ship out here. And he's
Hey,
like, oh,
hey,
okay.
Dad. He's like, don't call me Dad. I'm not your dad yet. I mean, sir. Because it's his like future son-in-law, right?
Excuse me, Dad, sir.
Hey, sir, Dad. Well, I mean, Dad. Dang it. Can I marry your daughter? No, bad timing. Anyway,
Bad
there's
timing.
aliens outside.
There's a spaceship.
Look, I know. I don't get paid to work here, but like one day. Anyway, there's aliens outside.
Yeah. So he goes out there, and he's like, well, I'll be damned. Look at that. Spaceship.
2 in the morning. Walks out on the tarmac on this tiny little airport out in the middle of the freaking desert. It's probably cold. You can see the stars though. That's kind of cool. Sees this bell-shaped UFO, flying saucer. And how tall were the dudes that were they already standing outside? And like, hey,
I don't know. I don't know if they were already standing outside or not. I don't remember what he said.
I picture it. He walks up to the dude, and there's like, he's got homies like the.
It was
alien.
only, it was 3 of them the first time, right? It was 3 of them the first time. Yeah. And then the second encounter that he has, it's only one guy that he talks about.
The guy, the Cadillac.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what? How does he describe the dude the first time?
The dude in the Cadillac?
No, the first time. So wakes up 2 a.m. His son-in-law is like, hey, Dad, sir, come outside. There's aliens. There's a UFO. He walks up to the UFO, the bell-shaped craft. There's a gentleman. The way you describe it is hilarious. Like, or the way he does. I don't know. I was trying to get you to do his voice.
I can't remember.
He's got a healthy tan. He can blend into society.
What they look like. He was like, so what are they? What are they? It was like, there was three humans came out. He was like, humans? You mean like Martians?
People,
like little green men? And he was like, no, they would look just like you and me. They had blonde hair. They were about 5'8", healthy tans.
Healthy tan.
Caucasians with healthy tans.
So, anyway, so what happens next? Like, does he, in my memory of this interview, does he get the equation from him at that time, or was that after?
I think that's whenever he just starts having like the downloads and stuff, and like he's had this interaction. It's just weird because like his demeanor about the whole thing is, he makes it sound like he went outside and he met these dudes, and then he was just like, all right, we're gonna have a good night.
Yeah,
and like they leave, and like he was just cool with it. He was like, well, Like it's almost like that thing happened, and then he turned around, looked at everybody, and was like, "Well, we got work to do tomorrow." And like went back in the house and like fucking just went to sleep. That's what he makes it sound like, like,
Yeah.
all right, well, that's it.
There's not much
Wait,
explanation.
there's aliens? Yep, they look just like us. Just like us. Yep, had 10.
Well, I got to wake up in the morning. You got work. You got chores to do. Who's going to feed the chicken now?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
The
I don't know,
chicken.
He was
There's
just
one.
very, very like cool about it. And then he ends up having a second encounter, and he's like, yeah, they're basically like walking among us. You'd never even know the difference.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, they meet you in a spaceship again? And he was like, no, they drove up in a Cadillac. He was like, all three of them? He's like, nope, just one guy in a suit. He was in a Cadillac.
Like a real shark. I was a little jealous.
Looked like a regular guy. He was like, what? And he was like, yeah. He was like, he showed up, and there was me and 19 other people. And he was like, so how do you know he was an alien? And he was like, well, he disappeared. He disappeared right in front of you? Yeah, 3 times. In front of you? Yeah, me and 19 other people.
And my
Could
wife.
he do it again?
They were gone for 15 minutes.
Yeah. He was like,
They
could he
came
do
back,
it again?
she
I
was
suppose
very-
if he wanted to. Like, it's funny. He's like, I mean, if he wanted to show you, he probably could. If he didn't feel like showing you, like, he wouldn't,
Like the alien, if he didn't feel like showing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird question to ask. How do you know? Like, was there proof? And it seemed almost like, and then that's why we call him the John Wayne of ufology, because he seems like he's just calm, cool, collected, just matter of fact. This is what happened. Well, I'll tell you how. Like, you're asking me to prove it. Well, he disappeared and reappeared in front of me. Which at the end of that interview, the interviewer does this like camera trick where like it's so bad. It's so bad. Like the camera moves and shit. It's like, it's not perfect, but still kind of cool for 1968 or whatever.
Yeah, dude.
Year that was. That was kind of sick.
It was just, he almost had this demeanor of like, well, I'm not really worried about proving it to you. Like, I'm building a time machine right now. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got other shit I'm working on.
And that's also crazy too. Like, he's building this time machine, right? And it's like, dude, all this shit was like happening. Like, so this happens back in 1942, right?
52, because
Are you sure?
53 was the year that he like started going public. So it happened. He said, and this is what's on the internet. And okay, I did find it on Wikipedia, but I did corroborate it on a couple other websites. So that I guess it happened in 1952, like the summer before 1953.
So, okay. But Frank Kreitzer lived under that rock in 1942. And so they did raid his place in 1942. So it must have been some time. Yeah, Van Tassel began construction of the Integratron in 1953.
Okay.
So it says, after Frank was gone, Van Tassel took over the Giant Rock local. When the war ended, he approached the BLM and officially acquired the property. He moved his family there and restored some of the rooms under the rock to use for storage. George maintained and expanded the Giant Rock Airport, which had been constructed by Frank Kreitzer, adding a small cafe. Van Tassel's family camped there and slept outside at night. They lived in the area for more than 20 years. Here's where the story takes an even stranger turn. Reportedly, then Van Tassel was working on the remains of the rock house. He discovered Kreitzer's long-lost glass tunnels. Then he met some aliens from Venus who had landed their spaceship near Giant Rock. The Venusian aliens taught him the principles of rejuvenation of human cells and gave him plans for the creation of the Integratron. Boom.
Boom. Dude, well read, my friend. Well read is all I have to say. Also, I want to show a photo of a man who, we wish it was the guy that we've talked about many times on this podcast. But it was a man who approached us in 2020, telling us, pleading us to read his 500-page document.
Did you find it?
Well, I didn't find the guy, but I mean, here's the image that I found. of the guy, and so this individual at a conference. I mean, we've talked about it a few times on the podcast.
Yeah, we have.
He was wearing a pyramid on his head. And he was
Just
saying,
like that.
just like that, dude. And he was saying, you gotta have me on the freaking show. Look, you guys suck. You guys suck. If you have me on, you'll be great. Just read my shit. It's like a 500-page document. It was like, I'll come back in 15 minutes after you read it. I'm like, bitch, wait, hold on. We're hungover. Like,
and then we're like, we just take it home and schedule you for next week. He was like, no, that's my only copy. We were like, what? We have to give it back to you?
The pages were sticky. Like, like, how are we gonna read 500 pages in 15 minutes, bro? So I don't know if it was just the arrogance or whatever. It was funny. Okay, it wasn't like, okay, we thought this guy was an asshole, but it was a funny interaction, an unusual interaction. And again, we're not saying it was this guy, but he looked just like this guy.
Yeah.
But he was tired. He was trying to tell us that he was in contact with a Venusian, man.
He was.
Venusian.
He was.
So now it's like come full circle. Now that we're hearing about George Van Tasselisms.
And wasn't Valiant Thor a Venusian too?
Oh my God, are you
That fool was a Venusian too. They were all Venusians. Like, we've been hanging out with Venusians this whole time.
See, it just sounded so lame back then. 2 years ago. It just said like Venusians. Come on, dude. Like, we know that Venus is just a giant ball of gas, And I don't know, it just seemed corny. But fuck, now we're seeing just multiple people talking about people from Venus, man.
From Venus.
And that's where men go to get their penis. That's because we're born without a penis and we get the penis.
I thought we went to Jupiter to get stupid.
To get more stats, right? Yeah, that's right. I got it wrong.
No, dude. We go to Mars to get more candy bars. Girls go to Jupiter to get more stupider. Everybody knows that.
That's what's up, dude. Hell yeah, you hear that, babe?
Champ says, yeah, Thor said he wasn't the only one on planet. So yeah, there's multiple Venusians here hanging out. 509. Okay. Do you think maybe it's a Venusian?
So, okay.
Ardent Paranormal Venus for penis.
So, Joe, actually, we were talking on the phone about, or it was a couple days ago, or on Wednesday when we met to kind of plan for the show because we wanted to have our ducks in a row, no shit. We're doing okay.
We're trying to be responsible.
Know some stuff. Anyway, so we were talking about Joe, you said, what if that guy that approached us, the guy with the pyramid on his head, was a Venusian? And that's why the encounter was weird, because he just didn't know social cues, and he was actually telling us hey, I'm an alien. You want to talk to me or what?
Yeah, because that's what we've wanted this whole time, is just to talk to an alien. And he was like, hey, I'm an alien.
Yeah. And
here's some things you should probably know about me before we start talking. Here you go.
He gave us the chance and we ruined it. We didn't read the 500-page document.
Because he didn't realize that he can read a 500-page document in 2 minutes. We have to... It's going to take us 2 months.
I don't think I've ever read 500 pages.
Yeah.
In under a month, dude. It takes me a long time.
Oh, for sure. Eric Mitchell, what's up, buddy?
Oh, shit, what's up, dude? Hell yeah.
Intelligent life is far away and very close. I think so too, man.
That's what's up.
I think so too. I think it's all around us.
Arden agrees with me. Venus is for penis.
Who's? And then
Don Bon Jovi said, I'm your Venus.
I'm your fire, sure desire.
Did you say shorts desire?
Yeah, dude.
Shorts desire. I desire shorts. Look, these shorts aren't short enough. I desire shorter shorts. That's what I desire.
Alabama Tide, man, dude. I love you, man, but it goes against my contract.
Roll Tide.
It doesn't go against Ben's contract, but in my contract, they were like, if you say it, then you're not allowed to watch Longhorn games anymore. And I was like, I'm not allowed to say it.
They, It's not my place, Joe. But it's I'm not a UT fan, but I'm married to one, and she does say they. There's a lot of things you can't say, and Roll Tide is one of them. So I'm the only one in this household that can say it.
Yeah. You're not allowed to say it.
So,
but what do you think? Do you think that Van Tassel, like, so this is where we have struggled with the subject just in general, right?
yeah,
Like, you hear Van Tassel's story and you're like, damn, dude, that's dope. Like, I kind of believe that.
yeah.
But then they're like, but then I started channeling Venusians, and you're like, wait a second. You know what I'm saying? And then it starts to just fall apart for me, and I hate that because I don't want to be that way. But
before we explain the falling apart, dude, I think we need to give a little bit of context because here's where I was following the story. I was like, pumped. Boom, let's go. Talking about frequencies, talking about Nikola Tesla designs and science, which I'm totally into. I'm not smart enough to know it, like understand it fully, but it excites me, like that there's some kind of hidden knowledge that's been purposely hidden from us because it was free. The age-old story is that I'm sorry, I'm totally blanking. There was Nikola Tesla with the AC current, and then there was the guy with Nikola Tesla with the AC current, the other guy with the DC current. Oh my God, I sound like an idiot right now. I feel like, damn it. It's not Alexander. Somebody help me out in the chat. It's not Alexander Graham Bell.
George
Jesus.
Washington.
No.
Thomas Jefferson.
Edison. Okay.
I was just going to keep going till you got it because I knew you were going to get it.
So, oh my God, I'm so dumb. Thank you, Damajovian champ.
Hippopotamus.
Boom. Yep. So Edison, the story is that he paid Nikola Tesla to help. He said, "Look, this guy's a genius. Let's put some money into it." Nikola Tesla starts building Wardenclyffe as an energy emitting device. Little does Edison know that Tesla's whole point of building Wardenclyffe and the science that he was following from his channelings, his communication with aliens, whatever.
Pigeons.
Well, we don't know if they might be.
Pigeons are aliens.
Is that what Edison didn't know is that Nikola Tesla wanted to figure out a way to give away energy for free. He found out a way to for everybody to have energy, electricity for free, and that wasn't okay because you can't put a meter on it. I just love that idea that you can that there's some hidden thing that it's like right in front of our noses, and we just have been missing the whole big picture this entire time. So that's what excites me about this whole story.
But it's like crazy because like we use the same technology for like Wi-Fi and shit.
Oh, like frequency emission and like radio frequencies and stuff like that.
They're still using it. They're just not using it for energy.
Right. So like there is a thing called like magnetic coupling, but you need to be really close to the source, the transmission and like sending out the signal and receiving the signal. It just doesn't work well over long distances with the information that we're allowed to consume. But apparently Nikola Tesla figured it out with a resonant frequency. There's a dude on TikTok actually called Dr. Perkenstein. If anybody knows about him, y'all check him out. He was like banned from YouTube for posting a bunch of proven
helpful
experiments about like proving Tesla's work.
Yeah.
About like sending electricity power through the ionosphere. Like it sounds crazy, right? But he proved it. Like this dude all the way, this other YouTube TikToker was able to tune into this frequency and was able to pick up and like it was really small, this experiment, but he was able to light up an LED, which was dope.
That's pretty awesome.
Why is Alabama yelling at me? Tell me, but did not kind of say, oh yeah. No, it's a wig. Yeah. I've got long hair underneath, dude. Totes. Yes, I cut my hair. It was long. Now it is short. I got tired of eating hair all the time, and my hair. Let's be honest, my hair isn't as cool as Joe's. It's not as luxurious. So you can't have two guys with long hair. We have to have a juxtaposition.
You know, this whole thing that he was talking about, how like these scientists were like being able to like bounce waves off the ionosphere and like be able to pick up submarines and shit. That makes you think about like the technology that like they would use for like HARP and stuff, and like bouncing waves off of, you know, the ionosphere to like create clouds and like earthquakes and all kinds of crazy stuff, like just by using frequency and like sound. Then we talk about like how like unpowerful it can be, but like it can be very, very powerful, right? Like it seems like it doesn't get the credit that it deserves for like how powerful it could be.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like it goes down to this equation that George Van Tassel claims to have received from, and correct me if I'm wrong, it was through a channeling via this technology that was given to him by this individual, this Venusian called Ashtar, where he was able to channel through meditation and humming and, you know, a little bit of farting, hot farts, was able to channel Tesla, and Tesla gave him this equation that was F equals 1 over T, which when I'm listening to this interview, I'm like, oh, that sounds familiar and very, very simple. That seems to be like something I should look into. And I'll just show it, add it to the stream. But like, that's the frequency. That's the formula for frequency. Like frequency equals 1 over T. So if you think about the word, frequency is just the amount of time something happens with the amount of time that you're measuring. So yes, he claims. So George Van Tassel claims to have gotten this revolutionary equation from this alien, this Venusian, and it's kind of, when you look into it, it's nothing new, which was kind of a bummer. Let's be honest. It's
almost like the Venusian was like, dude, you didn't know this? He was like, yeah. Duh. F equals 1 over T.
He was like teaching him very basic math things, and he was like, oh my God.
Eric says F equals 1 over U.
Okay, Eric, explain that. The letter U, right?
So this could be either be very serious or this could be very funny, right?
Yeah. Knowing Eric.
Coming from Eric, right?
Yeah.
Because for me in my head, it could be something like F frequency is 1 over U because you are everything, which is time, your own consciousness, your being, whatever you are. Frequency is that 1, which is you over everything. Or he's saying F equals fuck you. Right? So I see that 2 ways coming from Eric.
Yeah.
He could make a joke about it. Or he could be like
I'm anxious to see what he says, and we're waiting.
Yeah, me
I
too.
could totally be one of them. F over. Fuck you guys. But yeah, I looked it up earlier, and it was like the frequency equation was created long before.
Dude, isn't that kind of a trip, like in general? Like if we think about it, like if we were to replace certain equations, like numbers that we would like fill in for like time, like maybe if it like isn't. Like the reason like we can't quite get it is because we keep trying to solve for time, but like maybe time isn't the answer. Maybe you are the answer to fill in the equation of the everything, you know? Everything equation, like it's time works for everything because we just assume time, right? But I don't know. I feel like a scientist would be smarter than me and would have already thought about that.
So are you saying that? Well, I want to save Eric's response. So are you saying that we all know that time is relative to the individual, to the experiencer experiencing time? If you, the experiencer, if you've seen, terrible reference, if you've seen the new Buzz Lightyear movie, he goes really fast, so time is like normal to him, but to everybody else, 4 years has passed each time he does this. I can't believe I just gave that as a reference. But yeah, like that's an Einstein equation that's just a law that we've been abiding to and figuring out every other complicated thing. It just seems to fit in and it works and it's okay. But I think you're onto something, Joe. Like we're crossing this threshold where it's no longer just okay. We need there's more decimals to pi that we need to account for to really figure this thing out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like
It all works, right? But if we took a more like introspective approach to it, like if you change that one little time to whatever you are, like what are you in the frequency?
dude,
or
I
in the
experience
equation?
I experience time differently. I don't know about you, dude.
Yeah. Well, dude, he actually talked about that in the 7 light ball thing book. He talked about experiencing time at different
Damn black balls, man.
So what did Eric say? Eric said it was
He says seriously, F equals frequency under unity. That sounds dope.
So unity. Well, what are we using unity? Like, what's the definition? Well, I know the definition of unity, but like, are we talking like in a scientific term? Like, because like you could use time. Time is like a scientific term, but like, what is the unity? So unity would be like
The universe.
Are we talking like we are the world, we are the people unity, or are we talking
yeah,
like
Michael
the
Jackson.
unification theory of like of unifying atoms and all kinds of shit like that? Like what's the how are we using the term unity in this?
Per meter squared to the 33rd power in watts. Oh my god, way over my head.
All right, so you explained it. I'm still stupid.
I mean, Champ's got a good one here too. So, if our atoms are just vibrating off frequency, what happens when the beat drops or the song stops? You know what I'm saying?
When the beat drops, bro, you go by shots, you know?
Yeah,
and you find the ladies.
You ever heard of the word crunk, dude?
Yeah.
When was the last time you heard crunk?
And then when the beat turns off, that's when you go home and masturbate.
You beat into your own drum at that point.
You gotta make your own beats.
Sometimes you have to at that point. So
per meter squared to the 33rd power in watts.
Excuse me, sir. My head is down here. We literally just ended our sentences, our laughing lulls at the same time. We hang out too much. No, we don't. I miss you, dude. It's been so long. It's been too many weeks.
Okay, so where are we at? We're at the point to where he's talking to the Venusians, right?
Yes. Let's talk more about the Venusians. Is this the? I feel like we should go into the Integratron and then go into the channelings.
Okay, let's go into the Integratron.
Okay, so to catch up the story, he's received this frequency equation and has been given the blueprints to construct a machine, a time machine. And what he says in this interview from 1968 is vastly different from what the actuality of what this machine is supposed to do. Given all the research done in this documentary, there's a link in the description if you guys are interested.
Well, I could see why, like, if you were this interview in the 50s, why you'd be like, so it's like a time machine, right? Because of what it does.
Right.
It's like a cellular regenerative machine that basically makes your cells younger. So we're not technically like moving back in time. We're just able to regenerate and heal your cells and make them younger. Which then got me thinking about like, okay, so then we hear these stories that everybody called bullshit on, right? Like by certain people, like the 25 and back program and this and that, where like this is technology that he had come up with, right? And then it got cut off, stolen, and then fucking swept under the rug. Well, now you got people talking about this box that they can put you in for a week, and it regenerates
Cardboard
and
box.
heals your cells and makes you younger than when you left.
So he's already hitting on some technologies that a lot of experiencers in the last 10 years have been gaining publicity and fame and whatever, putting this message out. This was said back in the friggin' 50s, dude. The early 50s, this technology was talked about.
Yes.
Which it just blows my mind, man. It's like everybody got all their ideas, all the... okay, let's be honest. There's some fakers out there, right?
Dude, when I started looking into Van Tassel, I was like, whoa, this dude said all this shit that like everybody's still talking about today. It's crazy. And he was even like, you can see kind of like where he was talking about shit. And then when you look at stuff through like the UFO field throughout time, like how there was this kind of dip and decline of like inspiration and like cool shit that was being talked about. And then it started to ramp back up, right? And then here we are, we kind of hop back in like in the cool age. And people are talking about that shit that Van Tassel was talking about like way back then.
Yeah.
Like
But
it's
they don't
kind of
reference
crazy.
him.
Yeah.
It's almost like Elvis.
Yeah.
Playing all the awesome blues songs that other blues musicians had already been playing for like 20 years.
Yeah. Alabama Tide wants me to turn my mushroom light on. It's a UFO,
yeah.
dude.
That's right. You need your mushroom hat. Strategically placed behind his head, little did little Joey Boy know that his UFO would become his signature trademark tiny mushroom hat. Joe'sTinyMushroomHats.com.
We sell all the tiny mushroom hats.
There's one for your head, and there's one. Well,
There's only one for your
one
head.
for both of your heads.
We've got tiny sizes, small sizes, tiny sizes,
Teeny tiny,
teeny tiny size.
baby boop boop sizes. Look, are you insecure about your size? Get a hat.
Get a hat
hat for your
hat.
boy. Get a hat for your boy. Okay. Hear me out.
Guaranteed to make any cock look bigger.
Look, Abraham Lincoln was not as tall as people think. He was just wearing a big hat. What do you think that would do to your boy? Do your boy a favor. Get him a hat at joe'stinymushroomhats.com.
So Van Tassel builds this machine. Well, it's not like a machine. So this building
it's
is
a
pretty
machine.
interesting. It's like, so Van... I can't even do it.
The attempt was enough. The attempt.
Hey!
You gotta start it out, yeah.
He built a house. I don't even know.
You're doing great, dude.
I feel like I'm as confused as like
Anybody listening to this right now?
yeah.
Hey.
He built a house.
He is a dome says?
This house is kind of dope though, right? Because he builds it. Well, it's not really. It's okay. It's not a house. It's an Integratron.
Integratron, which is probably the coolest word ever created.
So it's basically a geodesic dome, right? Mm-hmm. And for those just listening, it looks kind of like if you were to see like a damn it, what is it called?
Like a telescope. Those also kind of look like penises, where they open up and then like the telescope comes out. You know,
what are they called? Observatory. It looks like an observatory. Is what it looks like. So it's really cool because this building, he was given the instructions to build this building. It's basically like this geodesic dome. There's no nails, there's no screws, there's nothing in there. The building is simply held up by its own weight.
Oh, right.
The way that it was built.
So they couldn't use nails or screws because of the oscillating armatures on the outside and the static electricity.
It would interfere with the frequency. The only metal on the building are these posts on the outside of the building. Now, in the original designs, these posts are supposed to spin. They're supposed to spin in a circle. Now, there's another neat little thing because on the inside, there's a hole at the top of this, and it had like this metal shaft that went down to a hole in the ground. And the hole in the ground went all the way down to an aquifer.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it went down to an aquifer. So it was like this crystallized bedded area that they built this building on top of with high energy inputs into it. And then they drilled a hole down and ran this pipe, this metal pipe down to an aquifer that recharged it. And basically, like at certain points, were the highest points of energy that you were supposed to like be careful because like you weren't supposed to go in there because nobody knew if you did it wrong, like it could like cook you. Yeah, dude.
So wait, that dude, I didn't know that aspect. Like the chamber in the middle goes all the way down through the ground.
Yeah, there's a shaft and it goes down to an aquifer.
Sorry, shaft. So like the pyramids and
exactly
like Wardenclyffe, all of them have something in common, which is an aquifer, running water. There's been speculation of. I mean, we've all seen that episode of Ancient Aliens, where there's something that we just don't know about, like the frequency of aquifers and running water creates this resonant frequency that can be used and harnessed and amplified for, all kinds of stuff, like TVs and I don't know. But anyway, do you see this like web of metal up here? It reminds me of a photo of Nikola Tesla sitting in front of that big wound, like copper wound thing.
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna try to find it. Nikola Tesla.
So they say that when you go in the building and you play certain notes and tones, that it's like putting reverb. Yeah, dude, look at that.
But it's like sideways. This photo of Nikola Tesla sitting by this wound structure, this circular thing. But this is like
it's very similar, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
it's very similar. And there was a lot of, so he had to like everything had. So the guy that was like trying to rebuild this, he was like, it was very tough because like their schematics were like there's copper wire like wound in there, and it's got to be done right. If it isn't done right and you turn it on, it could explode. What did he say? It was like 30 times the size of Hiroshima.
Yeah, it was like multiple bombs.
Yeah, and that's the amount of energy that it could actually harness. That's why nobody's ever tried to actually turn it on, because they don't know the actual equation that Van Tassel had and was taken.
So in that documentary that we watched, Calling All Earthlings, I didn't know this about like when the person that took over the Integratron that bought it after. Well, we haven't gotten there in this storyline, but George Van Tassel he wasn't assassinated, but he was gotten dead, right? Like anyway, so
man, that fool's ex-old lady poisoned him,
dude. Okay, we gotta talk about that.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Let me say this. So the guy who took over the property in the building after was like, yeah, there's all kinds of like Pac-Man devices and like screens and like toggle switches, and I don't know, man. It was here and then it wasn't. I'm like,
yeah.
Wait, hold on. What was that? Like that sounds important.
What if we found out that Van Tassel was just trying to set up an arcade? But he was trying to figure out like a way to like turn on all of the like video games without having to plug them in.
Some people need their Gallica, dude.
He was trying to like figure out the world's first wireless arcade in the desert.
He's like, okay, guys, hear me out. I know you've given me a lot of money. Okay, picture this: Pac-Man. Never dies. Pac-Man never dies.
It's always on.
It's always on, playing the same music. Also, we have 4 more arcade games, which at that time was pretty huge.
Now introducing Donkey Kong, Pole Position, Galaga, and Tron.
Wait, what year are we talking about? Is this
I don't know.
The 70s? That'd be sick, dude. What if we find out George Van Tassel invented Donkey Kongo? Congles.
So he builds this thing. But before he even builds this thing, right? He still started hosting like these conferences. And there would be like a couple thousand people that would come out to these conferences, dude. And they would all be chilling out there. And
Hell
like some
yeah.
people would see stuff, you know, like in broad daylight. There's that photo, like where in broad daylight, there's this big ass light that comes down and it's over the rock. And you see all those people running away from the rock.
Wait,
Like,
is that a
it's
photo that
crazy.
exists?
Huh?
Is that a photo that exists? Can I share this?
Yeah, man, it's a photo that exists.
Oh my god! What? Shit!
It looks
That's a great
crazy.
photo. It sounds like.
Yeah, no. And people are like running. They're like, ah! It's
No.
crazy. There's like this big ass disc just hovering above the rock. It's pretty wild, man.
Can you send that to me?
I don't know.
All right, I'll look for it. I'll look for it.
Okay, let's see.
I need you to stall while I Google.
Yeah, but dude, I mean, that's like it's one of those stories, man, where you know you're kind of seeing a lot of stuff that's being talked about today. Was you found it?
I found it. What the fuck?
Isn't it crazy?
Oh my god! All right, I'm saving it.
Yeah.
It looks like a mushroom cloud from an explosion of some kind.
Kind of does. It's
Explosivo.
pretty freaky. It's pretty freaky.
What the chunks, dude? And
Where's that?
sharing
Yeah, there it is.
on. There we go.
Yeah. It looks like a big ass cloud.
Wait, people are casually walking, Joe. They're not running.
Nah, that bull's running. Look.
This chick honestly looks like she's walking toward us, but that's a 2004 attire here. We've got some white denim ripped off jeans.
Really? Because those are all 50s, late 50s vehicles.
I don't know shit about fashion, Joe. You know this. She's holding a cat. This
fashion,
guy,
you know.
he's shirtless.
Fashion
Dude,
repeats itself. They're in the desert.
Dude, that's a freaking Cadillac right there, dude. That's a Bel Air, bro.
Yep. Look at all of them, man. They're all just hanging out. Van Tassel also ran a cafe out of the bottom of this rock. So he ended up running a private airport that supported military aircraft and private aircraft. There was a cafe down there. You could go in there. You could eat. You could cool off. You could probably drink some brewskis. I'm not too sure. I would assume you could.
Couple cold ones, though.
Yeah,
Couple.
dude. Have you a couple cold ones.
Hell yeah, dude.
And then
Lone Star.
also he would do channelings and he would, they would party out there, dude.
Could you imagine, dude, the partying that went on, bro?
Dude, I can't.
I mean, the whacked out conversations and like it's 2 a.m. and people are still there. And you're like, literally, I could do anything here. I could just fucking say anything. How fun would that be?
That would be super cool.
I mean, how do you think they would be like take a peyote or what kind of? I mean, I'm not insinuating that they were on drugs, but like alcohol, is a good time. But like out in the desert talking about UFO and aliens, I mean, they got to be like smoking some weed or like,
I'm sure they did.
do some
I'm sure they
shroomies.
did. Enough for the FBI to actually have like a 300-page fucking document on the guy, right? We were talking about that lady, that Karen, that fucking ratted them out. She was like, I just wanted to contact the FBI and let you guys know that there's a bunch of people that are having lots of fun and running around naked and drinking beers and talking about aliens and not hurting anybody. And I think that they're communist Marxists. And I want you to go and
Look, I'm only saying this just because I wasn't invited.
yeah, ratted them out, and then they have been getting tracked by the FBI ever since, right? Because God forbid a religions of aliens starts.
Oh, so dude, we should get into the religion part of it because I mean, this is there's telltale signs of the start of like some kind of cult or whatever. Like that's kind of the vibes that I got.
Yeah.
From it because it okay. So let me find the Wikipedia.
Didn't it have what are they called?
The mystery of universal wisdom began in 1953, which evolved out of 2 previous groups he had organized at Giant Rock in the late 1940s. The organization investigated and encouraged the healing arts. Big bowls, hairy ladies, which
Didn't it
no
kind of have
problems.
like new message vibes a little bit?
I mean, a lot of messages happening
Tassel.
coming out of that rock.
Yeah.
It-
Van
it was-
Tassel was like the guy, and then
I don't
the
know
new
much.
message, homie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about like what their teachings were, but it does seem like okay, he's like channeling some alien, and then he starts writing some shit down. I'm just guessing here, but it sounds like if you call something the Ministry of Universal Wisdom, that's insinuating like, oh yeah, no, this is fact. I know, this is the truth.
Yeah.
Seems like it's coming from a place that's a little dangerous. As we all know that cults and religions, let's be honest, come from a place of like, no, we're right. Like, well, when I was texting you about like, oh, it kind of sounds culty, and you said, well, so do religions sound a little culty, right? I was like, oh, fucking great point. But I'll finish this.
I mean, they're. I mean, it's all the same. It's all the same thing, right? Like,
Yeah. Well,
if somebody has a good idea, somebody has a good idea.
He's saying some stuff that I like too, and it sounds cool. I'll finish this thing. And so the organization investigated and encouraged the healing arts, but its prime focus was to collect and analyze UFO phenomena and interview contactees. Due to radio and television interest, Van Tassel became the most well-known promoter of contactee experiences and somewhat of a celebrity in the 1950s, bro. And that, dude, when we were talking about this before the show, it's just weird. Like, does it feel like we're coming full circle with any of this stuff?
It does. It really does. Yeah, it totally does.
It's not like I don't know anybody that's trying to start a cult, but it just seems like history just is repeating itself right now. It almost feels like we're in the middle of a new frequency. If you think about it, it's like it's a interval of energy that happens at a repetition pattern over time, and we're in one of those bell curves, seeing the same thing that was done in the 50s.
He says in the 7 Great Balls of Light book that we did switch to a new era. Like, we've switched. We're officially in the fourth density.
Really?
Yeah, he said we're officially there. And so, like, everybody's weird right now because we don't know how to act in it. And so we're all just trying to figure it out still. But more and more people will be born. It's kind of like when you go into like a 5G network area and you're not set up for it, how it just doesn't really do anything. But like 5G really doesn't do anything yet, really.
Yeah.
Like, it's still kind of being set up, and eventually enough people will be 5G set up and ready to go that they can officially like flip the switch,
Yeah.
Right now, they're just giving you like there's your phone will go into an area and it'll be like 5G, but really they're still running 4G shit on a 5G like little, it switches and lets you know just so you can get prepared, right? We're all like in this fourth density right now, just kind of waiting around. It's here. They just haven't flipped the switch just quite yet. Not enough of us are there just yet. But he was also talking about how people talk about fourth dimension and fourth density and how they're completely different things. Because a dimension is a space in which you take over. A density is like the heaviness, the weight of the area. So you could be in a different dimension and still be like in fourth density.
So you could a dimension is something that you exist in, but a density is something that happens to you.
Is
so it's
what
like,
makes up that density, or what makes up that dimension.
I think we're all talking about like the human condition in a sense. We're like what I visualize when you say those words, and I know it's not you're not coming up with this stuff. You're just saying what you read. But like when you say those things, I visualize, and we've had guests on the show in the past talk about, it's a very controversial thing, like transitioning into a new density. And what I visualize is our bodies literally vibrating and like leaving this reality, and now we're like blue or some shit, like like we change. But I think
it's a little more subtle, like we are like we're fourth density right now, but we're not fourth dimension. Yeah.
Okay, you have to explain it again, because I feel like you said it, and
I think it's like a setup, right? Like, and I could be completely wrong, but I believe he's saying like, look, there's difference. There's a density, but then there's also a dimension. We have moved into this fourth density, right? Where we're feeling the change in the effects of the dimension, but we're not in a fourth dimension yet. So we're feeling the effects in density, right? Mm-hmm. It's like,
so it's like an iPhone. It's the individual body that needs to be updated.
Yeah.
To be compatible with the greater update. There's like like iOS with iPhone. I know you're an Android guy, but like every month there's like an update. So it's like your phone is a density, but it's not going to be on par with the dimension that the standard that's set with iOS when they make their updates until you update. So you're in this transition.
Exactly.
Like, oh,
you're just getting all the hardware for the update.
Oh my gosh.
But the hardware doesn't necessarily work. You're just aware that it's there and it's heavy, and you're like, what the fuck? Why can't I use this?
You're like,
well, because you're not updated yet. You haven't updated. You're just being prepared for the update.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so like now I'm thinking of like Dolores Cannon. If anybody is listening to this, y'all probably already know Dolores Cannon was very vocal. Thousands of hours of interviews, her talking on stage and in private interviews about this density thing and like this new world thing. That's where a lot of these terms of like star children come from. Joe, help me out. Well, there's another thing that she's talking about other than like transitioning into like a new density and new dimension where like we're living at 40 and now soon in the age of Aquarius, we're going to be moving in densities because of the position of our planet and our sun and our solar system within our galaxy. Like we're moving into like a new substrate of our own galaxy, and our consciousness needs to be upgraded. Right? There's a lot of terms that we use now that we don't know where they come from, I think.
Oh. I'm typing something.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's what's up. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that when we're, I don't know, it's this feeling of, I didn't know who this guy was last week, this George Van Tassel guy. And now I'm feeling like, damn, everything I thought that I was learning and I thought I was feeling good about something that was new that was just now happening it's been talked about for the last 70 years. This guy living under a rock.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fucking wild, right?
It's like they don't even have a phone.
We think we're so cool because we've been to a UFO conference. At least I think we're cool because we've been to UFO conference. We're like, dude, they've been doing UFO conferences since the friggin' 50s.
Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, what do you do out here? Oh, we talk to aliens. Wait, you talk to aliens? Yeah. Come on down to the cafe. I'll channel one.
Where's that cafe at?
You see that big rock over there?
Yeah.
It's under the rock.
Nice to meet you, and I will see you again, or I'll see you tomorrow.
We got to fly out of here, don't you?
Nah, I'll walk.
You live in Hawaii? No,
I had
it's
a
okay,
couple.
I'll walk.
I had a couple peanuts.
Yeah, dude.
The human body can live a long time on 2 peanuts. I'm just saying, it's a lot of protein.
I just, man, like, it's, dude, I don't know. We've always been kind of wishy-washy on the channeling thing, but like, I don't know. I think I'm just biased. I feel like it's not what's being channeled. I feel like it's who's channeling that makes me like a little leery about it, sometimes.
John Leary, yeah. No, dude, I agree. I agree. Because, dude, we've had guests on the show that channeled in our interview.
Very true.
It
Very
was
true.
So awesome, and I didn't realize that until after you were like, yeah, no, she was channeling. I was like, oh my god, that makes sense. She was talking very fast, and like everything she said made sense. Okay, cool. And when you like listen to what's the flower shirt guy's name?
Oh, Bashar.
Bashar. I mean, he says a lot of cool stuff, right? I'm not gonna go like, stop taking showers and live on his front porch or anything, but like he says some cool shit.
Yeah.
But the sentiment of like what they're saying makes sense, but who the person is, oftentimes like the humanity gets in the way. Or like maybe it's hubris, and I'm not like accusing anybody of this, but of being hubris or self-involved with channeling or whatever, like the human condition getting in the way. But like, there is that barrier that makes you question it. Whereas like if there was no human there, it would be like, if it was an AI maybe saying all this shit, it would be like, oh fuck.
And the thing is too is like, even if I believe that you can channel, now I also believe that you can be fucking with me at any time. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's the double-edged sword, dude.
It's like, I know you can channel. I've seen you channel.
But now anytime you tell me.
But now you might just be fucking with me, pretending to channel, and I won't know the difference. You know?
See, that's the trick. That's the struggle with like magicians.
Yeah.
Dude, they fool you once, man.
Yeah. Yeah, hey, can you bring me a beer from the fridge? Yeah, for sure. And then you open it up and a bunch of snakes pop out, and you're like, oh, I know you are able to grab me a fucking beer from the fridge, right? But how do I know that you're not going to bring me another can full of goddamn snakes?
I gotta stop hanging out with you, man.
Yeah.
Anytime you ask me to bring you a brewski bomb chimps,
yeah,
there's a chance that there's gonna be snakes in there. You can't trust it.
Yeah,
we should start a beer company called Full of Snakes.
Full of snakes.
Full of tiny little baby snakes with hats that are very nice.
Come down and try full of tiny baby snakes with little tiny hats beer.
That are very nice.
Right here
in Texas. Homegrown hops.
It's all written like very tiny because you got to fit it all on the label. Beer with
that's the logo. Come down
here and taste the beer with little snakes and tiny little hats that are very nice beer.
Look, they're guys, and they're nice. They're nice guys.
They're nice guys.
Don't judge them because of their hats. The hats make them tall. Don't ask them about the hats. Stop asking about the hats. Stop asking about the hats. Okay? So come down. Have a beer or two. If you can handle it.
I don't think they could.
Dude, never been to a Taylor, Texas snake roundup, have they? Have you?
Ooh. That shit was crazy, man.
God damn it.
That was so crazy.
I thought with shorter hair I'd be fooling with my hair less, but I'm actually fooling with it more. Damn it.
Because now it doesn't quite fit under the head
underneath. Yeah.
thing, and it's going to flip forward.
I'm going to look like an idiot.
Now you're going to look like Quill Man, dude. You're going to look like Doug Funny.
There's nothing more lame than like a guy with short hair and like one piece of hair is like like it's almost like I'm doing this on purpose. You know, like if a piece of hair is hanging down. Whereas if you with long hair, okay, well that looks terrible. See, it kind of looks like that was on accident.
Does
You know, luxurious, dude. You're so emo, dude.
I look like I play bass for The Cure.
Hell yeah, dude.
No. I actually look like I play bass for Slayer.
Honestly, dude, you should do the more.
I take my
you should
glasses off, dude.
even it out. Do the other strand on the other side, dude.
The other strand?
Mhm.
Hell yeah, fool. Now, if I do it with the other... Ow! If I do it with the other strand, now it looks like I sing vocals for the Spice Girls.
That's what's up, dude.
It looks
Hell
tired.
yeah. You look like Jessica Biel, bro. And
I look like Jessica Biel? No shit.
In that movie, Zoe, zoom, zoom, zoom.
Oh,
Look at how it
shit.
go boom, boom.
Well, I'm going to keep it then.
Just made up. Jessica Biel was not in that movie.
She wasn't? She's never been in a movie? Jessica Biel?
She was in a show.
Seventh Heaven.
What's the
She was in Seventh Heaven, fool.
That's right. Seventh. Heaven. So
And she was in that movie. She looked good in that movie. Fucking, was it with Chuck and Larry? With Adam Sandler?
oh, the movie about
and-
Chuck E. Cheese and how they
And
started
no,
and like
and
they
the,
made
and the
hamburgers.
King of Queens, fool. What's his name? Where they got married. They pretended to be gay and got married
I'm gonna say
to
Chuck
keep
E.
his
Cheese
benefits
again.
because his old lady passed away.
I keep saying Chuck E. Cheese. It's not Charles Cheese.
No, it's not Charles Cheese. Richard Cheese. That dude makes great music. Richard Cheese.
Richard Cheese was my father. Shit. What's Mall Cop? Paul Blart Mall Cop, King of Queens. He's actually really funny.
I can't think of the guy's name, but yeah. God, Jessica Biel looks so good in that movie.
Jessica Biel's hot, dude.
Yeah.
Damn. The whole time I'm trying to, take it seriously as a Christian TV show. You're too pretty, girl. Don't try to take my prey away, girl.
Right. Seventh Heaven. More like 7 minutes in heaven.
That's what's up, dude. That's all.
That's
I
what's
need.
up. Right? Remember? Closets?
Remember?
Closets were tight.
That is what's up. Speaking of closets, George Van Tassel.
He had a closet that was made out of rocks.
He made the rock thing. Also, he found a way to sneak in his full set of encyclopedias bound in leather, built by the Amish community, which still makes they just make great stuff. So shout out to
Give me
this.
1 second. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
Oh yeah, great timing. I was just talking about the Amish community just making amazing things. I don't know this for a fact, but I would believe that the Amish would make a great leather-bound encyclopedia set. So that is what I have to say about that. I hate it when Joe leaves. I have nothing to say. All right, I'll go ahead and talk about our website. Guys, if you're a fan of the UFO Garage podcast, check out UFOGaragePodcast.com. Oh, Podcats. I spelled it Podcats. Podcast. We have merch. We have shirts. That is a great way to support the podcast. If you're not watching live on YouTube, with the super chats are always appreciated. If you want to save up the super chats and buy a shirt, we have all kinds of dope stuff, dude. We have a UFO Garage men's jersey curved hem tee. That's new. How cool is that? Jersey men's curved hem tee. That means that no more worrying about your hands showing on the side of your jeans. They're covered by the shape of the way that it is, the shape of the shirt. Look at this gentleman. He looks cool. Actually doesn't look like he's wearing that guy looks like he's wearing the shirt. But I have one and it is very cool. It covers like most of my pants, where like I have this thing where my body is awkwardly long. My torso is like normal size, but the rest of my body's very long, and my shirts just don't fit. I'm just a skinny guy. And this hemmed t-shirt, it covers it up. Doesn't make me look so weird. Doesn't make me look like an alien. I like it. It's a good shirt. Let's see what's up. What else is in the store? We have the Phoenix Lights 1997 tribute T-shirt. We have the Aurora, Texas UFO incident T-shirt. That's pretty cool. And the Roswell, New Mexico crash incident T-shirt. It's kind of like a series, a set of like historical UFO incidences that either happened in Texas or near Texas. The Phoenix Lights is like one of my favorite UFO incidences. I was actually just talking to a neighbor that lives like right next to me and my wife, and he knows that I do the podcast. Me and Joe do the podcast, and he was listening, and he said, dude, the month before, which is 1997, he said he moved to Texas in 1996, and that summer in July, he, in Colorado, before he moved, saw these lights go across this mountain in Colorado Springs, and it had a dot, a bright light in the front, and 3 lights on either side of this boomerang-shaped craft. And I showed him this T-shirt, asking him what it looked like, and he said, "Yeah, that's the lights." And I said, "Okay, well, that's not convincing enough. Let me show you this poster." And it was this poster that Joe and I got at this convention that showed the Phoenix Lights boomerang craft. And he was like, "Yeah, no, that's it." And this guy's like not into UFOs at all. So I thought that was cool that he was like, "Yep, that's what I saw. That's kind of cool." As always, collaboration, dude. If you guys haven't heard of Tupacabra on Twitter, he is an amazing artist. He is on Twitter. He hosts spaces. I was listening to his space this morning. It's an awesome time. It was awesome. Everybody that he gets in there is dope. They all of the guests. It's kind of different every time. So if you're not following Tupacabra 2 on Twitter, check him out, dude. So we're doing like a little collaboration. He did the J. Allen Hynek T-shirt. The Ego Death sweatshirt. It's basically Tupac as an alien. Super sick. Then we've got a sweater that says Invisible College. I mean, if you don't know what the Invisible College is, well, you probably shouldn't, because it's invisible, and they don't want it. They don't want you to know who they are. So if you're interested in any of those merch items, check them out, dude. On UFO Garage Podcast.com. Support the show. Support the hours of research that Joe and I put into these shows. The hours of, becoming funny. I'm not there yet. Joe's there. It just takes hours. We practice every day. We're like, hey, guy, be funnier.
Hey, I found this picture, and I just wanted to send it to you. I sent it to you twice. You can put it up if you want.
On Facebook?
Yeah. This is how Jim Goodall goes to Home Depot.
Oh, my God. Okay.
If you don't know who Jim Goodall is, he's a badass. One of our best
friends. That's not his car. You would never do that to his car.
That's how he goes to Home Depot, though. He's got 2 of them. It's his Home Depot ride.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What? Hold on. He has a Corvette truck? Yeah. How do you do that? He's fucking with you. That's not real.
No, it's real.
Nah, fool.
That's
the most badass El Camino I've ever seen.
That is Jim Goodall's Home Depot ride.
You mean to tell me he has 2 Corvettes? One of them is
specifically for Home Depot.
Specifically for Home Depot? Fucking love that dude. Oh my God.
Anyways, I just want to share that with you guys.
You guys.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna post that tonight.
Hell yeah, dude!
I'm gonna post it to everybody.
Hey, I gotta pee now, dude.
You gotta pee?
Yeah.
So what am I supposed to do? Go back to the same shit that you just did? Like,
Good luck, dude.
Like have to go to the website, And honestly, he didn't even tell me what he talked to you guys about. So now I can't go back and then talk to you guys about the exact same stuff that he just talked about. So I don't even know what I'm going to do. What's going on in the chat? How is everybody tonight? Did you guys like Jim Goodall's Home Depot car? It was badass, right? Dude, everybody's been saying that, bro. Ben cut his hair. I can't believe it. I can't believe he cut it. He said he didn't like it. He said it was too much work. He says too much time in the morning with curler and irons and all kinds of stuff. Tattoo, Alabama Tide. What do you mean, man? Did you just get a new tattoo or what? Let's see what's going on here. Hey guys, come and visit us, man. We're gonna be all at Mystic. Yeah, sorry, I almost told y'all the wrong place. Mystic Quarries. Mystic Quarries is gonna be badass. Let me see. I don't know if Ben already talked to y'all about this. We're gonna be going over double information. It's gonna be so dumb. Let me see. I'm typing. You guys know I type slow. I apologize. How have y'all been, man? It's been kind of slow around here. I'm not gonna lie. UFO Garage podcast. Wait. Podcast.com. It came. He had to have. Let's see. Here he is. I hear him. There he is. What's up, dude?
Where are we at? Where are we at in the George Van Tasselism's story? Because I was just thinking about. Okay, I came in hot. Sorry.
Oh, Alabama Tide. Yeah, it's kind of finished.
Oh, no. Oh, he's talking about the tattoo.
There it is. There's the tattoo right there, man. I might go back and get a couple white highlights, put it in there. Yeah, dude. And then I'm thinking about doing like a cool, like 30 Rock from the Sun colored space background up to the shoulder. Should be pretty sweet. I'm pretty excited.
Dude, that's what's up.
Yeah.
What's the 30 Rock from the Sun?
Third Rock from the Sun, dude.
Oh, Third Rock from the Sun.
Did I say 30 Rock from the Sun? Sorry. Third Rock from the Sun.
It's a great TV show. The 30th Rock from the Sun.
The 30th Rock from the Sun.
Everybody knows about it.
So Champ Campbell saying, you think Van Tassel saw the Nazi bell? The craft was bell-shaped with the blonde tan humans, just saying.
Are Germans, were they tan? Did they tan back then?
I mean, they were a white race, blonde hair, blue eyes. Except for Hitler. He had brown hair, brown eyes, with Jewish family.
Well, I mean, what a contradiction. The guy's like, hey, guys, everybody's cool, but everyone that looks like me. But I'm cool, though.
I'm cool, but...
I feel like... Okay. Let's move on.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it the same bell? What, I mean, the Germans had the bell. Did he see the bell? Did he just see some Germans? But he does say that, well, I don't know. I guess that would apply to Germans too. He was like, well, it seemed like they spoke in the best form of English that they could.
That's right. Yeah, he said it was likened to a person's name. It was like I would assume that it was somebody famous. It was like an actor or something that could speak English, was maybe from somewhere else that had an accent.
Yeah. Germany, maybe?
Yeah, maybe, dude. Maybe. So sorry, I just got a text from Jess. She's sick tonight, man. She's not feeling well.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna go check on her. Sorry.
Okay, no worries.
Sorry, dude. Yeah,
Crusher 5000. What you talking about, buddy? What do you mean? Somebody looking into my window. I hope nobody's looking in my window. If you saw somebody looking in my window, that's crazy. I live on the second floor. I don't live on the second floor. I'm on the second floor right now. That'd be pretty wild. Let's see. Champ, yeah, dude, the feds. Yeah, I don't know. Could be why the feds killed him. Well, I don't know. So no, the feds ended up killing his friend. So his friend was the German guy that lived under the rock. The feds killed him. I think the story with Van Tassel is basically his family thinks that his ex-old lady killed him. She may have poisoned him. Whenever he passed away, she was like next closest to kin, I guess. So she cremated the body before the family even knew about it, dude. So she got rid of the evidence and there was no autopsy done. So nobody knows, which could partially be Fed involved. I would probably agree with that. They say that maybe she was like planted in his life for that to happen. So, dude, I don't know. It's fucked up. What's up, Ben?
Who was planted in whose life?
We were talking about Van Tassel and him dying.
Oh, dude.
Because Champ had asked, well, maybe that's why the feds killed him. And I was like, well, the feds killed his friend. But then I got to thinking, well, his ex-old lady poisoned him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And some people think that maybe the feds planted her in his life, basically.
Was she like a new wife? Or like
Well, because she was an ex-old lady. But towards the end, where he was having problems, she cremated the body before anybody else knew. So, like, there was no autopsy done or anything.
Hold on, I thought that his wife would like make this famous apple pie that everybody liked, and she was like
It was like a different one. When he died, she was like next closest to kin, so they called her, and she had the body cremated, but she would still go visit Van Tassel. And she had the body cremated before the rest of the family knew.
Oh, so they never got like an autopsy.
Right. So the family feels like she killed him.
Oh, dude. So, did you already talk about how he died the day before they were going to turn on the Integratron?
That was the next part I was going to get to. So, because Champ just said, oh, I was wondering, it smells a little weird, like how a guy with a rejuvenation machine dies. And yes, dude, he died the day before they turned the machine on, bro. The day before they turned the machine on, he freaking dies.
It's messed up.
I'm not even going to call that a coincidence, bro. Like, that's on purpose. He doesn't just die the day before they turn the damn machine on.
Yeah, dude. There's no way. So how he died, right, was the heart attack. It was a heart attack, right?
Supposedly. No autopsy. Cremated. Supposedly.
Like very soon after he died. Smells a little fishy to me, dude.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah, so it's weird.
It is weird.
But all in all, man, I think just the overall story of Van Tassel, the things he was able to accomplish, the things that were built, the people that he knew, the people that knew him,
Yeah.
right? The whole story, what this machine was supposed to do. He'd worked half of his life on this thing, moved him and his family out to the friggin' desert under this big ass rock, and they would just sleep outside, all to do this. And then for him to die the day before he turns the machine on.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like, I said earlier, it didn't seem like a coincidence. It seems very planned out.
It does.
It seems a little weird. The fact that the guy was holding UFO conferences back in the 50s, the FBI was onto him. They were trying to make sure he wasn't spreading like Marxist communist propaganda, which I appreciate partially. But just the whole, like, I don't know, man. Like, when you hear those stories about like, yeah, people with really good inventions usually disappear.
Yeah.
This is that, you know?
Yeah.
This is just another version of somebody who figured out how to run an engine off of water, you know?
Yeah. Champ kind of
And-
said, yeah, familiar of the guy who made the car that ran off water.
Oh,
There's been multiple people that have made combustible engines off of hydrogen powered vehicles. I mean, that's the technology, right? Like running on water. That's a simple way to say it.
Yeah.
You're separating those molecules, and hydrogen is a combustible gas.
Yep.
And those people
Don
just,
John Bovey, exactly. Just like the ShamWow guy, you know, come up with a good ass product and then you fucking die. I think his had more to do with cocaine, but exactly. That's just the exact thing we're talking about.
I don't think he came up with the I thought he came up with the slap chop.
I don't know.
Have you seen the slap chop video?
Yeah. You slap
Put
it
slap
and you
chop.
chop it within seconds. You got finely diced onions. But yeah, no, it's definitely fishy. It's definitely fishy. And not only that, but they followed him until the day before he was going to turn it on so they could make sure that they could get all the information possible. Killed him, took his shit, and used it for their own personal gain.
Yeah, it seems like either those people, the thread is like they don't have a lot of family usually,
Right.
and they figure some shit out, and the government says either, "Hey, stop doing this, or we're gonna kill you," or "Come work for us. Come work for us in this organization. You can't tell anybody what you're doing, but you'll get to keep doing what you do. We'll pay you a shit ton of money, and just don't talk about it."
Yeah. Yeah.
And those people that you never hear from again, I wonder what happens. I wonder what their story is.
Alabama Tide asks, who's they?
The Monopoly guy.
Whoever they are in these black budget projects, man. I mean, whoever they are. I mean, they is always like, who is they? And it's like, well, no, we don't. I guess we don't technically know who they are specifically.
Well, I'll say this, maybe just a speculation here, but maybe anybody that's involved with an organization that has to do with maybe intelligence of or national security, maybe.
Well, I think whenever we're saying they, we're specifically talking about programs that like we don't have any idea about, right? I mean, we look at ATIP as like a perfect example. It was like ATIP. Oh, they. Who is they? Well, they turns out to have been ATIP, which really was just like a supposed cover-up name for OSAP to begin with, right? So they, who is they? Well, they is these secret programs that the government's been hiding that they don't talk about. So, I mean, I guess that's who they would be, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of names we could say out loud, but just thinking off the top of my dome without saying an actual name.
Yeah.
The agencies that are of national security, right? Like,
yeah.
What are they securing? Is it an outside threat that might be something of that you can equate to warfare? Okay, well, let's look at warfare. What's warfare? It's it's a destruction of the norm, right? So, okay, well, let's push that further. What's the destruction of norm? It's either mass murder of like war or destruction of the ecosystem of our economy. Can't those go hand in hand? So if somebody were to come up with an invention that would disrupt and destroy our economy by giving away our most valuable resource, which is energy, that becomes a matter of national security, right?
Economic warfare.
Dude.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Fits with slap chop 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 chop. Science fits with slap chop. You can be in a great mood all day. Slapping your trouble, so away with the slap. Slapping your troubles away with the slap chop. My head's fixed with the slap chop. You're gonna be in a great mood all day. You're gonna be slapping your troubles away with the slapping your troubles away with the slap chop. Look, here's a potato. One slap, you got big chunks for stew. Two slaps, both rise in the second, and look at this. With your add mushroom, the more you do it, the harder it gets. You'll switch any brains. Now.
Hell yeah, dude.
I just passed that 30-second mark of copyright infringement, and I think we were 1 second past.
You're taking it down.
So yeah, you got to slap chop it away. Slap chop your troubles away, right? If you,
slap them away, dude.
if you're really smart and you figure something out and the government comes up, you just slap chop them away.
Yeah, hell yeah. But yeah, guys. So I mean, that's kind of Van Tassel. Like, I guess in a nutshell. Check it out. If you've never heard of Van Tassel, look into him, man. It's weird because you can't really find a lot about him, but like maybe throughout this week we'll drop a few posts on the page. You guys can go check it out. Some stuff that we talked about. There's a lot more that this goes into when he really starts getting into like his teachings and stuff, dude. It's pretty wild. It's really crazy. But it's pretty neat at the same time. He's like literally like, I don't know, he's like kind of going through the Bible and then like explaining to you like what stuff means. It's pretty wild. Like, I don't know. There it is. Ashtar, Sharon, and Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran. I mean,
we felt like there was a connection there.
A resemblance is uncanny.
So we decided to to put it up. Except for Ed Sheeran does not have a healthy tan. He has the opposite of a healthy tan.
I don't know. That's his dad.
Yeah. Dude, Neil, yeah, there are some great old interviews of him on YouTube. There is. You guys go check them out. We'll post some. We'll post them up on the page too. Yeah, you guys can check it out. But yeah, if y'all have never heard of him, go check him out.
I think what happens after what we've caught up, if you haven't heard of George Van Tassel up to this point in the story, it keeps going. It does, and it goes into the woo, into the weird, and I don't know, man. It's like shit. We don't have time tonight. Maybe we'll pick it up in another episode.
We'll definitely get back into this because there's so much about this Van Tassel guy that like I still want to talk about, and we're going to be making many references that I'm going to reference Van Tassel's work in the future, just because like we're going to be hearing about stuff where we're like, yeah, but Van Tassel said that in 53. Yeah, you know, now that we've looked into it more.
It's another trend of like we've said this in previous episodes. It's like every time you think you have a good idea, someone's already thought of it and probably thought of it better and executed on it better. It's like,
as a matter of fact, Van Tassel channeled that very idea in his book.
Yeah.
Where he basically says that like everything you've ever thought, basically when you meditate, you're not thinking, you're turning the brain off and absorbing all the information the universe already has stored in it. So any thought that you come up with isn't a thought that you've had. It's a thought that has been downloaded by the universe that already existed into your mind. And the reason you thought about it is because you shut the fuck up for once and listened to the universe tell you. That's basically what he says. And you're like, holy shit. Yeah. So whenever you came up with electricity, somebody already came up with it a long time ago. Yeah. Right. So you're not cool.
You're not special.
You're not special.
Yeah.
Every idea, every thought, everything you could ever think of already exists in this universe. Because if you think about it, the universe is a very, very big place. But if there is an all-knowing, whatever creator thingy-mabobber that's infinite, right? Then in that case, then yes, everything that could possibly be thought of or done has already been thought of or done. And it's being downloaded into you.
Well, if you take it a step further and think of the universe as a closed system and that time is not linear, it is cyclical in a toroidal field, then all time is happening right now, and that is all that exists. And everything that will happen and has happened is happening right now. String theory. Now. It's like it's just what frequency you're tuning into.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. Yes, dude. Yes.
I'm not smart enough to really get that, but yeah.
I think we should do another episode on Van Tassel and really get into the books, like some of the readings that he's done, and break that down, because that's where it starts getting wild, dude. I think we should do an episode on that. Maybe this week we'll do another episode on that.
What I love that we've done in the past is like connect religious aspects to experiencer stories and downloads, and like there's so many similarities. It's like these stories that have been told and everybody seems to believe just as a doctrine. You look at those stories from the Bible, it's like, oh yeah, a dude from the fucking sky told me this, and now if anybody says that, they're crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, no, nothing's changed about that it's a one-way conversation, I guess, but what's the difference between an experience of someone from the Bible receiving the Word of God, and then someone nowadays receiving something from a dude named Ashtar? Man, I don't know.
Nothing.
I'm not saying I completely believe the guy, but it's no difference to me. It's like one of the most famous books ever created. Widespread religion. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
You know.
It's a good idea. We should get Lou on talk about it.
I mean, he did in a matter of ways say that he wasn't. He said he was an experiencer. I'll just say that. I mean, we asked him if he was an experiencer. He didn't say yes. But
well, hell yeah, dude. This was a good episode tonight for sure.
Yeah, man, this was fun.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Let's maybe pick it back up a little bit this Thursday.
God damn it! I gotta get like a concrete to hold my freaking short ass hair back. Dude, yeah, I feel like this is one of the first episodes in a while that we had time to really do some research and actually have some stuff prepared. It felt good.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't. It's not like we're gonna be writing a novel, but it's good to actually know some stuff before we start talking about it. You know, it's like you get in that pattern of it's Thursday already. Shit. What are we talking about? So that was nice.
Yeah, dude.
Everybody that we planned on doing it this past Thursday, and then I had some stuff come up and that we canceled. So I'm glad we got to do it tonight on a Saturday. So thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Thank you guys. Y'all are awesome.
Yep.
And,
all right, man.
Hell yeah, dude.
Well, hey, dude.
This has
been another episode of UFO Garage. Well, we'll talk to you next week.
Okay, bye.
UFO Garage.